Hey everyone, RogueGold here, welcome back to The Division 2. Got another lore video for you today, but this one is kind of extra significant, because what we are going to discuss has the potential to change just about everything we thought we knew about The Division. That might sound dramatic, but I promise it's really not. So we're going to first discuss and amend some things from the last lore video I did. I want to then take into account this new information to look at how we may have been getting deceived this entire time we've been playing. And then, very much like with Keener and Theo back in Year 5 Season 3, there could be another character revival on the way. So a lot of crazy stuff. I'm going to give you your spoiler warning now. There will be spoilers ahead for Shades of Red this current season, the Descent comms that have been releasing, basically just everything with the ongoing story of The Division 2. With that said, let's get right into this. Alright, now as stated, I want to begin by amending something I said in my last lore video, in that we listened to a comm of Keener and Theo discussing plans to acquire a mobile Shade server. They wanted to then get a copy of the Descent simulation from Washington, D.C. and combine the two to make basically the ultimate deception tool for Shade agents, where they could tap into the contact lenses that all Division agents wear to basically make them see anything they wanted them to see. Now, I had assumed that they were referring to their current plans, and in fairness, basically everything they said in that comm does align with the current timeline. That meaning we saw them go to great lengths to get a mobile Shade server at the end of Year 5 Season 3 with the crate in New York and Kelso. Once they got that, they all then packed into a van and headed straight to Washington, and we still don't really know exactly why they did that. And so, I thought that comm was kind of setting up the overall greater plan that they had. However, many of you noted that you thought it was a lot further in the past and that was going to be a greater explanation as to how Keener and Theo faked their deaths in the events of Warlords of New York. And with the greater amount of detail we've now been given, I think you all may be right. So I'm going to replay that comm really quickly just for a refresher. Here it is.
Well, Conley was right. I love Trig.
The call was informative?
Oh yeah, there's so much pre-existing infrastructure we can use. It's just a matter of finding a mobile Shade server and accessing the ANA backup. We just need to find a copy of the simulation program, and as long as we've got the server in range, we can manipulate the Shade agent into seeing anything we want them to see.
Where do we have to go to get a copy of the simulation program?
The nation's capital. Washington, here we come. After we find a server.
Okay, so hopefully you can see where I was at least coming from there, that it seems like that also could have aligned with the current timeline, but the next comms that we've gotten since then seem to make it pretty clear that they achieved this kind of goal that they were after, and have tested this concoction. Here's the next one.
It's a little choppy. The movements aren't as natural as I would like, but as long as there are enough other visual disturbances, I don't think anyone would know it's a simulation, not a person trying to kill them.
As long as they have the contact.
Yeah. Anyone else will just think you're high as fuck.
Just another reason to make sure Isaac has you secure the area before you take on the big boss.
Alright, so as you heard, they are trial running this theory that they had, basically. And I liked the very fourth wall-esque comment that Keener made by referencing basically the Division's game design of him saying that's why you secure the area before the big boss spawns. And, you know, logically that would make sense in the context of them running this deception tool. You kill the real enemies, and then the simulation has full control of the battlefield to create this perceived threat. Now, for me, that information alone begins to bring into question just how many of the fights we have had over the real-life years of the Division have actually been real, but we'll put a pin in that for now. There's one more comm to listen to. Here you go.
Well, that was trippy as fuck.
Never imagined you'd kill a legion of yourself?
Definitely not. The decoys were great. They made it so you didn't recognize the glitches in the Nemesis.
So, how's it feel?
Like I should probably talk to a therapist? Yeah, it can't be healthy making infinite copies of yourself to use for target practice and then just spending all your free time killing yourself over and over.
You're doing it again. You're going to the dark place.
Oh god. I made myself a fractal.
Alright, so as we hear in that one, clearly the tech is continuing to improve. I assume that the forthcoming comms that we're going to receive will likely flesh this out even more. We'll see where things went after that. But this would seem to confirm that, yeah, this technology was something that they secured and had been working on long before the events of Warlords of New York. And that would seem to provide a pretty definitive answer for how Keener and Theo faked their deaths so realistically in that expansion and story. And so, in fairness, while I still dislike resurrection plotlines, as I said in my video when that all happened, I can forgive it if there is a logical enough explanation, and that is what this would seem to suggest, in my opinion. Alright, so that is essentially the background and setup here, which is big enough on its own. And like I said, I think that's going to leave us wondering for a long time just how many of the things we've experienced have actually been real. However, on the Descent comm side of things these last few weeks, we have delved into a new subplot that, in conjunction with what we're learning from the Manhunt comms, may very well be leading us towards the reveal of another big revival or faked death using this technology. So I'm going to play these two comms back to back. Take a listen.
Birdie,
Bad idea.
she's brilliant.
Yeah, and she has no filter, has an asshole adopted brother. Nat loves her and would never lose tabs on her. Manny has her at the castle, but it's only a matter of time before Nat takes her back.
Fair enough. So, no Birdie and no Vic.
Fuck Vic, that guy's such a dick.
Lauren?
Too much baggage. She would never go without Amanda, and unless you're looking to open a taco truck in Dumbo.
Aquaponics at the bridge.
Yeah. You want to set that up? Just ask Anna for schematics and raid a pet store.
Alright, now on first listen, those may seem insignificant enough, but there are some really big implications here. So we see Keener and Viper discussing potential candidates to recruit for the Brooklyn settlement and movement that they have going on there, which, you know, more DLC teasers, love it. But just as a refresher, Viper was a rogue that we eliminated back in Season 4, End of Watch, that was the Fei Lao season. So a good bit of time ago, both in the in-game timeline and in real life. What we didn't know at the time, but have learned since due to various comms from various different sources, was that Viper was a hugely pivotal character, basically being a triple agent. She was obviously a rogue and allying with Keener, she's in with the Black Tusk and Natalia, and she was a hunter working for Cal. And so since learning that, it's always kind of led to that question of, damn, why was she then just relegated to a manhunt sub-target when she had so much significance to her? Well, maybe she wasn't. Something you may have noticed from those Descent comms, Keener and Viper are discussing members of the castle settlement, right? We rescued Lauren back in Year 5 Season 1, Birdie then in the Year 5 Season 2 finale with the recruiter. But here's the thing, the castle was not restored and those people were not in place at it back when Season 4 occurred. I went and double-checked the Manhunt dates in the Legacy Manhunt menu in-game, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here because canonically I think the castle was up and running around Season 11 time, and some of those people were there, some weren't, so let's just say, again for argument's sake, that Lauren and Birdie were at the castle in Season 11. Season 11, according to the in-game timeline, took place on October 15th. Season 4 was back on August 30th. So unless there's some weird angle to this that I'm missing, but I know I've already seen many of you saying the same thing as well, this would seem to confirm that Viper is indeed alive and is likely currently laying low in Brooklyn. And, you know, it would make sense that Keener and Theo would have recreated the same death trick for her because clearly she is invaluable to their operation. So yeah, kind of a wild reveal and revelation to drop in this way. I'm sure as we move forward they will elaborate on it more, make it more clear. And like I said, we'll wait to see if we learn anything else that maybe disproves this. Again, maybe there is some angle to this that we're not considering, but I think it is becoming more and more likely that when we arrive to Brooklyn next season, Viper is going to be there waiting. And like I said, that brings into question, after everything that we have heard here and everything we've experienced over these years in the Division, how many more events have really been manipulated away from the truth? Alright, so there you have it folks, another week, another crazy lore roundup. I very much hope you all enjoyed this one. There are a ton of different angles and theories and just threads in general that you could comment on here. Whatever the top thoughts in your mind are after hearing everything that we went over in this video, I would love to hear about them down below. What do you think about the idea that Keener and Theo could have been manipulating a lot of what we have experienced in this game all along? Do you think Viper is alive given the information we took a look at, or maybe there's a different angle to this that I'm not considering? As always, I look forward to reading through what you got to say. If you did enjoy the video and you want to see more like it in the future, then I hope you will consider clicking that subscribe button if you're not already. As always, I got a lot more in the pipeline coming your way soon. That is going to do it for me today though, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Ow.